Hello, Naomi here. Today I'm going to talk about 5 Nintendo Switch couch co-op games that can be played with young kids, or another way to say this is they can be played with a variety of skill levels and is still fun for everyone. So these games aren't exclusively for kids, but these are games that I, a more experienced gamer, have fun playing with the younger kiddos in my life who experience levels vary. To qualify for this list, in addition to being on the Switch and couch co-op, meaning that it can be played with one copy of the game, it needs to be rated E or E plus 10. The E plus 10 games on this list, I have found most families that normally only allow E-rated games in my life tend to be okay with these titles, but every family is different. But most importantly, each of these titles are enjoyable with a variety of skill levels playing at once. I do also want to mention that some of these games aren't exclusive to the Nintendo Switch, but all of these games are available on the Switch. Also, this list very easily could have been just platformers, so I made sure each game on this list is a different genre of game, so there's something for everyone. The first category is arcade beat 'em up, which with young kids can be a difficult category depending on the age and family roles, but I find Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles Shredder's Revenge is a great game for everyone. Now this game is rated E plus 10 for fantasy violence, but I find its retro art style and the fact that it's a cooperative game makes most parents more comfortable with the fighting elements. This is a side-scrolling beat-em-up style game that can be played up to 4 players locally or 6 players online. Because of the cooperative nature of this game, less experienced players are able to button mash as they figure out combos without it hindering the flow of the game, and there's always enough to do on screen that experienced players aren't hogging all of the gameplay. All players are able to enjoy the story and feel they contributed to the collective win. With kids, attention spans can be short, so the fact that hopping in and out of a game is quite easy and doesn't hinder those who are still playing is another big plus. Now this game is available on multiple platforms and has 2 different editions available. The only difference between these 2 editions is the Anniversary Edition has additional content included, which is fun but isn't necessary. Regardless of how you choose to play, I think this is an excellent game to play with the kiddos in your life. For party game, my pick is Mario Party Superstars, which is rated E and can be played up to 4 players locally. Now there are 2 Mario Party games on the Switch and both can be fun, but I do prefer this one. Mario Party Superstars can be played with a Pro Controller, which I find to be more accessible. Super Mario Party, the other Mario Party game, must be played with Joy-Cons, which for very inexperienced players or very young players can be a little confusing at first. Mario Party Superstars is a collection of select minigames and board games throughout the series' history, which gives a great variety of gameplay for all players. A great addition to the game is the ability to pause the board game and return to it later, which is a great option to have when attention is waning. When beginning a game, you can also adjust how long a game is, how or if bonus stars are available, and even has handicaps allowing a player to start with stars if needed. My favorite way to play this game with my son is in the Mount minigames. In this area, you have the ability to just play the minigames that are normally only available at the end of a round in the board game. In this area, there is so much to do and you can pick exactly what kind of minigames you would like to play, unlike the board game which randomizes which minigames are played at the end of a round. This area is also great for those that like to keep things a little more fast-paced and don't enjoy waiting for others to take their turn. This is a great game that's accessible to all players, and we always have fun when playing Mario Party Superstars. The next category is action adventure, and for this I'm going with Lego City Undercover. Now all the Lego games are rated E plus 10 for cartoon violence and crude humor. I find the toy-themed graphics really tones down the violence, but of course use your own discretion. Lego City Undercover is a spoof on 80s cop and crime movies with a lot of pop culture references. You play as an undercover cop that's trying to take down the big bad. When playing this game cooperatively, there is a split screen and each player has full control of their own character. In this game, there are two modes: an open world where you can pretty much do whatever you want, and missions that advance the story. In the open world, there's a lot to explore and collect. Because one player isn't tied to the other, both players are able to follow their own interests or work together. When doing missions, each player still has full control of their own character, and either can perform tasks needed to complete objectives, which is great if you're playing with an inexperienced player that maybe isn't quite ready for some of the puzzle elements on their own. They can still collect objects and participate as much as they wish. Another great aspect to this game is the second player can drop in and out of the game at any time without interrupting gameplay. This is another game that's available on multiple platforms, but it's a great addition on the Switch. There are so many great platformers on the Switch that it was really difficult to pick just one, but for this list I chose Super Mario Wonder. This game is rated E and can be played up to 4 players. This newest Super Mario Bros. Entry is a classic platformer but with a twist. Players are going into levels with the goal of going left to right to reach the end goal flag, but in this game there are wonder seeds in each level, sometimes more than one, that will alter the world and sometimes offer alternate endings to the level. Now the reason I picked this game is because of what a great cooperative experience it is with any mix of players. There's the inclusion of Yoshi and Nabbit characters, allowing players to be immune to damage. Players can also drop in and out of a game in the overworld, not in the level, but you can exit a level anytime to the overworld. The story is familiar to anyone that has played a Mario game before, but it's still a fun time. The Wonder Seeds really add a fun element to the game. Each seed has a different effect on the world, so you just don't know what's going to happen. Super Mario Wonder has a wide enough range of difficulty, making it a great time for players of all skill levels. Disney Illusion Island is rated E and can be played up to 4 players. This is a Metroidvania style platforming game, so I'm sneaking in a second platformer here because I feel this is different enough that it deserves its own spot on the list. In this game, you play as Mickey, Minnie, Donald, or Goofy from the newest generation of Mickey Mouse cartoons. The world is a set map, and you have to find and collect abilities to gain access to new areas of the map. An interesting thing about this game is there is no combat. Players have to problem solve their way around obstacles. Along the way, there are collectibles that are references to Mickey Mouse and Disney history as a little nod to Disney fans. Illusion Island really has thought about accessibility when designing this game. Players can jump in and out of gameplay. To adjust difficulty, characters' max health can be adjusted within 1 to 3 hearts. There's even an immunity option for those that need it, and these settings can be changed any time during the game. There are frequent checkpoints to revive teammates. There are helpful tools like ropes to help teammates up ledges, and hugs that award participants with bonus hearts. The hand-drawn animation is so charming and is appropriate for such a classic cartoon character as Mickey. The story is fun, and there are some genuinely funny moments that had everyone laughing. Even though each character gains the same abilities and essentially play the same, the personalities really shine through with their animations. This is a Switch exclusive game that's a lot of fun and a great choice to play with any mix of experience levels. Well, that was 5 Switch couch cooperative games that my family has really enjoyed. There are, of course, so many other games that could have been on this list. What are some of your favorite family-friendly Switch couch cooperative games? Let me know down in the comments. If you've enjoyed this video, make sure to give it a like and subscribe. Thank you so much for watching, and happy gaming.